Hi everyone! Today I'm going to judge the bachelors and bachelorettes from Stardew Valley. With a bit of a twist, I'm also judging you based on the marriage candidate that you choose. Spoiler alert, I will be revealing stuff related to their heart events, and this also includes the 14 heart events. So if you don't want to see that, then maybe skip this video. I have actually ranked all of the marriage candidates based on my own opinions, and we will be going from the worst to the best. Oh boy, let's start off with my favorite one, shall we? It's the bottom of the list and it is Shane. So Shane is a villager living with his aunt Marnie and his goddaughter Jess. At first Shane is really rude, but he does warm up with his heart events. But his depression and alcoholism persist. So I got news for you, if you like Shane as a romantic interest, then you got some serious problems. For some reason you think you can fix him, and I honestly don't know why. You're willing to look past his disgusting room and personality issues. You do like that inside his cold shell is a nice warm guy who also loves chickens. You probably relate to his mental issues, and also think that he's the most real out of all of the characters, whatever that means. A huge factor is also that he's one of the only older marriage candidates. Or you're normal and you thought you had to marry him for blue chickens. Also I got news for you, you don't. So head over to Lewis's house and pick someone else who is actually ready for marriage. Next from the bottom of my list I got Alex. Now we are heading into the deep mommy issues and daddy issues category. Alex lives with his grandparents George and Evelyn. He spends most of his time playing cribball and exercising, so he's the most stereotypical jock in the valley. So he did peak in high school, didn't he? Now with this character, if you play as the female character, then I don't know how you tolerate him to get his hearts up, honestly. He's a gross sexist who uses his past and upbringing as an excuse for that, and it doesn't improve much with his heart events either, so... If you're someone who plays as a male instead, however, then you get to enjoy a much more interesting part of him. And if you get your hearts up with George, he also has some sweet dialogue for you. I still hate him though, since I play as a female. Also his 14 heart event is a fucking joke. He spends 5 grand of your money to build a man cave in the saloon and he never invites you there, so... What the hell? Next on my list is Penny. Don't get offended, I'm sure she's fine, but I don't like children and that's why she scores so low in my opinion. Penny is a sweet girl and she lives with her alcoholic mom, Pam, inside the trailer. In her free time she teaches Vincent and Jazz in the library. She's a huge book nerd, so I'm assuming you are one as well if you choose her. But promise me to stay away from book talk, please. Honestly, you have a savior complex. You want to save her from the disgusting trailer and her alcoholic mom. You really like kids and Penny would be the perfect mother on your farm. I would personally only marry her for the exclusive room decor, but that's just me. She's the trad wife every extreme right Twitter NPC is looking for. Moving on to Maru. Being the daughter of Robin and Demetrius, she has a huge interest in making her own gadgets and inventions. She also works with Harvey in the town clinic. You were probably drawn to her nerdy personality, although I have to say that you get friend-zoned a lot, since Maru feels more like a huge info-dumping best friend rather than a romantic interest, at least based on her heart events. You also tend to go for the girls with overprotective parents. You're likely on the younger side, since Maru seems quite immature to me. And she also seems shallow and boring, but that's just my opinion. Talking about boring, next is Harvey. He owns the town clinic and is very focused on the well-being of the townsfolk. He also has some nerdy hobbies related to airplanes, as he wanted to be a pilot when he was younger. So, at first I thought he was just a really boring 30-something bachelor with a stable career in a fantasy game. But imagine my surprise when I first discovered that he makes some weird comments about Maru in the beach, and Maru is her subordinate, so it's especially weird. So yeah, I guess you tend to go for guys that are older than you, and that wear the pedo stash unironically. I know a lot of people find him sweet in his cutscene, where he overcomes his fear of heights thanks to you, but I have a bitter taste in my mouth as he's the only guy also going to the aerobics class, so all in all weird vibes from him. Next we have Elliott. He's a tortured artist living on the beach alone. What a relief, one of the few bachelors who doesn't live with his parents. I mean, so didn't Harvey, but... He's a bit of a goofball and usually comes off as a bit pretentious. You probably love men with long hair, especially the creative, mysterious type. You tend to enjoy a cozy evening spent with a book in your hand. You're fond of overly romantic gestures that might seem a bit cheesy to others. Him being quite new in town is quite similar to the player, and it's a nice experience together. He seems like the most normal out of the older bachelors, although he isn't really my type. It's actually nice that he doesn't come with a ton of baggage and unresolved traumas. Also, he's ripped if you're into that sort of a thing. Moving on to mean girl Hailey. At first she really is an egotistical blonde bitch, but her character development is much better than Alex's in my opinion. If you manage to tolerate her long enough, she really opens up about her photography hobby, becoming a lot more understanding of others and also giving back to the community. Possibly, you chose her based on her superficial features at first, similar to how Hailey only talks about your looks in the beginning. A match made in heaven, I would say. If you like mean bitches, then you're unlucky, since she becomes nice after a while. Next we have the mysterious artist Leah. She lives in the Cindersap forest in a small cabin. She loves sculpting and foraging. You are really into redheads. There is a chance you chose her, because the Queen Robin is not available to date. You are likely a creative person yourself, and living in a secluded cabin, spending time on your hobbies, seems like a dream. For some reason you like girls with toxic exes. But it's fine, since Leah is the cottagecore dream girl just a few driftwoods away. Also bonus points, she doesn't live with her parents. Moving forward to Sam. He's the typical he was a skater boy, she did ballet kind of a guy. He lives with his overprotective mom Jodie, as well as his PTSD veteran dad Ken. He also has a younger brother Vincent, who Sam really cares about. I'm like 90% sure that Sam has ADHD. He has a really bubbly personality and never-ending hobbies, and he also tends to forget everything he's supposed to do. Okay, back on topic. You probably like mama's boys and usually take a bit of a motherly role in your relationships. If you're a millennial or older Gen Z, then him skateboarding and forming a band is a huge drawback for you. You also like Sebastian, but with him being more antisocial, Sam seems like the better option for you. He's a bit naive as well as immature, but at least he brings a lot of youthful energy in a good way. Also, it feels good to be around someone who can find joy in life. Now we're moving on to my top 3. We have Sam's best friend, Sebastian. Ranking a bit higher since he reminds me more of myself. Living in the basement of his mother Robin and stepdad Demetrius. He's also overshadowed by his brilliant half-sister Maru. He's a big dreamer and is spending most of his free time on his hobbies. You probably relate with his struggle of being the neglected older child. You're more of a hermit yourself and like to spend most of your free time inside. You typically tend to go for bad boys, which usually doesn't end well, but in this case it might. Also, he's a little cottagecore boyfriend with his cute frogs, so just relax, kick back and smoke weed out of Sebastian's vase with him. In my list, the second place goes to Abigail. She's the goth gamer girlfriend of the valley. She lives with her father Pierre, with whom they have a strained relationship with. And shout out to her mom Caroline, what a milf, I wish I could date her. Anyways, besides gaming, she also enjoys music, as well as all sorts of occultish things. Although Emily is the crystal girl, Abigail's crystal munching habits incriminate her as well. I bet she reads tarot cards in secret. You're likely looking for or have a gamer girl or boy in real life as well. To be honest though, you say you want a goth girl, but you actually mean an e-girl. She used to have blue hair in early development, and as a former blue-haired gamer girl, I love her. You tend to meet girls who are a bit hung on their exes though, as Abigail hints that Sebastian was the love of her life if you don't let her munch on quartz for a while, after marriage at least. By going for someone who isn't like other girls, you have become the average Stardew Valley player yourself, since she is the most popular marriage candidate. Yippee! We have made it to my number 1, which is Emily. And you can disagree with me in the comments if you wish, but while you're down there, maybe consider subscribing as well. Emily lives with her sister Hailey and works in the saloon, although her real passion is in making clothes. She's a free spirit who is very caring to everyone around her. She reminds me of Abigail a bit, but being more creative and spiritual. You must really like blue-haired women with nose rings to choose her though. Also, stealing a girl from Clint feels so good. Get fucked, nice guy Clint. Stop hitting on my girl and me, you weirdo. You usually go for horoscope-obsessed girls, but I mean, she's an independent, fun, artsy type girl, so I can't blame you. Also, she has a cool parrot, and you can do psychedelics with her. And also, my boyfriend chooses Abigail, so my only option is Emily. And blue hair girl, yes. Okay, we're done now with the town's bachelors and bachelorettes. Did no one seem right for you? Have you maybe considered a fun weirdo shadow human? Well, if not, maybe you should, since Scrobus is available as a roommate in the game. Since he's not human, he's worried about you two living together as his kind hates humans, but he's really sweet, I swear. He gives you gifts and takes care of your children, if you have any from a previous marriage, since you can't have children with him. He can't go outside in the sun, but he takes care of the house and encourages you to keep to your human tasks and not to worry about him. Also, we love ROA's representation, yay! Anyways, thank you for listening to my ramblings. I have a Patreon if you wish to support the channel, and also get access to some extra content. Okay, that's it from me right now. Bye!